the host of the most, and I'm yours truly, Warren Marlowe from the Buzzing with Marlowe podcast. And guys, if you are new to the channel, make sure you like, share, most importantly, subscribe, hit that notification bell, boom, right over there to stay in content with all our platforms. Just to name a few: Google Podcasts, Podbean, Podchaser, Podvine, Good Pods, and many, many more. Obviously, you can catch us on Spotify, the most anticipated one, and even on Good Pods. We're on all Apple platforms. Guys, it is back. Season 5. We are live and well and ready. My daughter's got her shopping cart over here, so we pushing down for some fun time today. But guys, before we do that, I gotta say we gotta pay some of the bills. First and foremost, I want to thank one of our big sponsors, and I'm talking about Dubby. That's right, man. That genderless energy. You can go in there, man. If you're trying to be on a budget, trying to watch off the cans, I tell you, Dubby is the way to go, guys. Beach and Peach is phenomenal. Phenomenal. I am not kidding when I say this. Phenomenal. Obviously, guys, you could catch many, many more options. Beach and Peach is my personal favorite, and I actually like the sour green apple one as well. Just a good wake-up one. I think that would be a good wake-up one. I take that with my creatine each and every day. But, guys, also you can catch out the bottles and their merch as well. All you got to go is w.gg.com and type in a promo code BUZZ20, and you get 10% off of your purchase. That's right, man. Shout out to Dubby. Thank y'all for doing what you do. Also, guys, and I've been asked numerous times, but first I want to talk about a certain personal one that I love to pay the bill, and I'm talking about that Ultimum X. That's right, guys. Get your supplements, get your right, get yourself going. I know winter's coming, but still get yourself ready to go. You want to burn some extra fat before the holidays, this is the place to go. And you also got some awesome clothing apparel, man. Their shirts are very, very comfortable, man. I'll say that right now. Obviously, guys, they have shaker bottles as well, as you see mine right here. This white one right here, Ultimum X, man. Good quality ones. I mean, for me to be basically a stay-at-home dad during the week, I drop those repetitively and they don't shatter. So that's a big plus because there's so many of those shaker cups that I can drop and they just shatter in pieces. But guys, you go to there, ultimatex.com, and type in the promo code Buzzing with Marlowe, and you get 10% off of your purchase. Man, guys, it is hyped up time. It's going to be some fun. I'm excited about today, but I am excited today, guys, because we also have some guests. Season 5 is ready to go. First and foremost, I want to thank everyone that showed up to the Baker County Fairgrounds last Saturday night. It was a phenomenal turnout, man. First homegrown show for DCCW, Destiny Combat Championship Wrestling. And I'm telling you right, man, super awesome. Everyone that has been posting stuff about it, talking about it, just felt so different that day, man. That means so much to us. Me getting to wrestle Cole Bohannon, that was an interesting experience, man. Pretty painful at times too, man. I won't even lie. I'm still kind of sore a little bit from it. But guys, I know everybody's been asking about the matches and stuff like that. As you could tell in my YouTube channel, go to Buzzing with Marlowe's YouTube channel, and you can find the tag team match between myself, Jose DeGrasse, taking on DWI. Big anticipated match. The first time in a long time DWI was projected as underdogs. Great time so far. I mean, I did not obviously know what happened, but to go in there and face Cole Bohannon last Saturday night in front of an awesome crowd. The kids were hot. The fans were just insanely into each and every even match, man. That was awesome. I also want to give a shout out to Jules Bradley, even JJ Dillinger, Andre, and anybody else, and Prince Handsome, of course, coming on and us helping out promote the show off the Buzzing with Marlowe channel. That, if you haven't, go check that one out. That was a 2-hour live premiere event for season 5. So guys, this is the second episode of season 5, man. And I have got an awesome guest for you today. But first, man, first, we got to talk about this. Before we introduce our guest, I want to talk about my bonfire shop. That's right, guys. We got the merch. We got it back. Also, guys, we have the season 5 new logo out, man. Get your merch. I know the hats go off the shelf, but man, we got t-shirts, we got tank tops, we got hoodies, we got V-necks, we got long sleeves, man, quarter sleeves. We even got a little bit of the jerseys. And of course, ladies, if you like your Razorbacks, they are there. Also, guys, I know I've been asked numerous times, and especially after the last show that we had in Baker County Fairgrounds, we have the new American Prodigy merch as well, as you will see on our commercial break. I have those out right now. It's going to show my cartoon logo and, of course, the American flag on the back. I know people have been requesting it. I know a lot of people have been asking for at the shows for me to run with a merch table, so we're going to get those set up. Actually, they should be in soon, so I'll definitely do that. So, guys, if you are wanting an American Prodigy shirt, you can personally DM me. We can get it set up or something like that, or you can go to Bonfire Shop, Bonfire/Buzzing with Marlowe. Type in Buzz20, and you get 10% off of your purchase. And of course, if you want to do the AP merch as well, we're going to do an additional 15% off. So they are $25. You do the math. It's a pretty nice little price that is going to be cut off of it. So, guys, let me know if you want those, or you can go to the website and buy you Mr. Red, White, and Blue. That's right, guys. He is back. It is live and well. We had an awesome weekend last weekend at DCCW, Burgers and Bras, and I got to tell you, man, the food is amazing. I've been to countless wrestling shows. The food is like, it's kind of like concession stand at like a ballpark type scenario, but my goodness, they got one of the best barbecue joints around and catering these events. So I got to give it up to them, man. Shout out to Steve and Vanessa and all the DCCW crew that came in there. We came in there and showed out and did our thing and had an awesome show. But yeah, guys, I'm done yapping on, but I want to thank everyone for all the love and support that we have had, going into this podcast, the shows and stuff. Yes, guys, I've been asked. We are doing Buzzing with Gaming now. Yes. So once a week, maybe 2. We'll see what we do. I'm going to have a poll up and we can vote which game you want to play. I'm very active on playing Madden right now on the my franchise mode. I've been playing with that a little crazy hectic at times, but I've been playing with that. We can do fancy wrestling matches. We could do, I like to play the old school Power Rangers game, the Ninja Turtles, stuff like that. We could bring it back a little bit, but yeah, one day a week we will be doing Buzzing with Gaming. It will be a lot of fun. It will be on Twitch, YouTube, and on Facebook as well. All right, guys. I know I've been dragging it out enough. I think everybody's ready to know about my guest. But the question is, are you ready? Are you ready? Because, ladies and gentlemen, I love talking wrestling. And guess what? On Wednesday afternoons at 5 p.m. Eastern time, it is back. That's right, guys. My boys, the Commission. We are back. My boy Dre on Wheels from the 1130 podcast. My boy Shiz the Black Heart Leitsky from Off the Top Ropes podcast. We are here. That's right, man. Commission Talks. We are back, baby. And of course, if you didn't see it this week, man, go on the 1130 podcast YouTube channel and watch our episode back, season 3, man. We had a lot of fun, man. We talked about a lot of crazy things, and I got to say it first and foremost, finally, the GOAT came back. That's right, guys. I'm talking about the jumper on there beating, pie eating, trailblazing, eyebrow raising, starting the show, rocking the roll. Might headline WrestleMania 40, man. You never know. That's right, guys. I'm talking about the People's Champ, The Rock. Yes, last Friday, my boy came back on SmackDown. I mean, what a deliverance on SmackDown. I mean, people have had positive and negative things regarding all that. So if you want to see my point of view on that, go check out the Commission Talks episode that we did this week on my boy, the 1130 Podcast's YouTube channel. Also, man, make sure you follow all of theirs. Make sure you follow all the great wrestling podcasts that are out there. Make sure you follow all the great, crazy content creators that do each and every week. But guys, I'm done yabbing around. Let's talk about my guest. Today, guys, I got the man that is the 24/7 live stream. You click YouTube. If you're subscribed to his channel, I guarantee he's on live. That's right, guys. I'm talking about Tino. That's right, man. So, guys, when we come back from our commercial break, we will be joined with the live stream king himself. It's time to go. Tino is back on Buzzing with Marlowe. But first, guys, we're going to take a quick commercial break. And when we come back, that countdown's going to go. And you already know, we about to be buzzing with Marlowe. See you in a bit.
Spend time with your family?
Sure I do.
Good.
People, what's good? What's happening? What's going on? Yo, it's me, Brian B. That's right, and I'm telling you guys to head on over to YouTube today and make sure you subscribe to the Beeline Entertainment LLC. Check us out. We all over the place.
To come to your house, who is you sacrificing first?
That question
they ain't getting in my house. Shit.
Come on now. They come with the fame, the money,
the
success. Who are you sacrificing first? Which one of your family members got to go?
That's a no-go, man.
And what you said earlier, you went too far. We'll come on, man.
We all get that one cousin. No, we all get that one cousin like me.
Yeah.
I'm sitting his ass in the front line first.
If they got that, they don't need that. They need to go away.
Coming on. And if y'all ask me who I'm sacrificing, I got one damn cousin. Like I always say, God bless you. Jeez.
That's my team. Loyalty over everything. That's my team. That's my team. From the bottom where we grinding. That's my team. That's my team.
Game on the line in the fourth. Running up and down the court. I kill him, I do it for sport. Crunch time, when it's crunch time, I'm always gonna put in the work. You just keep coming up short, but somebody gotta get hurt. Crunch time, when it's crunch time, ooh, it's all about us in the end now. I ain't out here making friends now. Hit them with a turnaround if they wanna see how it pans out. I'm just trying to be a champion, trying to leave behind a legacy. MVPs in the ambience, but they champ for me. I'm always gonna put in the work. I'm just trying to be a champion. I'm always gonna put in the work. MVPs in the ambience. I'm always gonna put in the work. I'm just trying to be a champion. I'm always gonna put in the work. MVP, but they I'm always gonna put in the work. I'm just trying to be a champion.
Man, we are here, we are live, and I got my boy, the 24/7 live stream man, the YouTube king of live streams, ladies and gentlemen, Tino.
Hey, I like that. 24 hours of live streamings. I like that. Bro, people have been wanting me to do that, and I've been thinking about it, but I don't know what I would do, and I need to give myself some rules where I need to get like 10-minute break every 3 hours. I got to go to the bathroom, I don't know if I could do it, but I did do 30 matches in one WWE live stream that took 6 hours. So, I mean, that's a start, right?
I can't say shit. I did a 9-hour live stream. I guarantee you I wasn't in that camera the whole time.
That's longer than mine. I looked yesterday or a couple days ago. My longest was 8 hours and 28 minutes, and it was Clash at the Castle and All Out from last year. I think it was Clash at the Castle. It was one of those pay-per-views. But it was
a pay-per-view back to back, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the Clash at the Castle was on at 2, and then All Out was on at 7.
Right, yeah.
So I was literally, not a good time. That's why for the football, first 2 weeks of football, we've only been doing one game a week because I can't do those last year that I did for the 7 hours and a half. I can't do that no more. Hey,
you were streaming football games, Central. You got me halfway drunk out here.
I'm gonna have to get you on a Jaguar stream again. I'm so mad I didn't know how to clip videos last year. I would have clipped that thing from the playoffs. That was good TV.
That would have been the one that went viral out of this world. People have actually messaged me about that one. They're like, "Hey, do you think y'all got the clip of that?" I said, "Well, we did rewatch it on one of my episodes, talking about the Jaguars." And people went back and watched that one. That one was the most viewed one when I was on break. I think it's with them rewatching me act a fool. I remember what was the deal? I said I would drink every time they would screw up or turn over. And I said, literally, the Terramano bottle went from this big of a Terramano bottle, that much left in the bottle because of that first half.
They won the game, though. That's all that matters. They won.
Made me drink half a Terramano bottle in one daggum hour.
I mean,
that was interesting.
That's all that matters, bro.
And I don't even like tequila.
Rock?
I don't even like
You did something to me, bro. You done it.
I don't even like to drink, so I can't really talk too much.
Oh man, I'm never really a drinker, but you know, everybody's like, oh, you know, you gotta live a little. So I was just like, okay,
YOLO.
well, I don't
Only
drink
live
beer.
once.
I
YOLO.
don't drink beer because I like how I look. So I obviously hard liquor is the only way to go because it doesn't sit on your stomach. So Rock said that, so it's got to be true. So
I believe it.
I mean, looking at him, but I mean, so man, you've been
What do
you
got?
haven't been on a break. You've
What?
been
Wait,
since
wait,
we've been back.
what's that word? Wait, what's that word you said?
What?
Did you say break?
I said you haven't been on a break.
What's
at
a
all.
break, bro? I don't even know what that is.
That's why you were the champ.
I
That's
took-
why. That's why someone needs to in the chat, whatever, put a title and put Tino's face on it, and he is the new YouTube live stream man. I'm telling you right now, bro. I praise everything that you do. I probably talk about you praising you on every episode of my
I
podcast
appreciate
because
that.
it's like it blows my mind just how consistent you are with this. Everybody talks about, you know, Warren, how consistent he is, how adamant he is putting buzzing with Marlowe stuff. Like you see the new logos, you see the new stuff. Every season is something new.
Gotta do that.
You,
what's up?
It's probably still season 1.
It's season 1, episode 450. It's like one of those like Disney shows where like they have like, they got like season like 1 of like episode 500, and it's not even like that. I don't know. Like it just like I've had like a few times where like lately I've had like I've taken like a Wednesday off of Dynamite to go visit my aunt and my baby cousin. I've taken like a Friday off because I had to go do a fantasy draft a Thursday because I had to do a fantasy draft a few weeks ago. But it's one of those things I always try to put something out because I know somebody's looking out for something. So even if I'm not live and I can put out like a WWE 2K match where I did like NWO versus DX, I feel like people might want to watch it. And, you know, hey, and especially since I've been part of the YouTube partnership and everything, and now I'm getting ad revenue and everything, I feel like why not put out a video or two? And I'm always
I mean, you're making it money now.
And I'm always, even if it's like $1, like it's kind of like, you know, it's $1 that I didn't have before. I mean, you know, every dollar counts.
I mean, unless YouTube content creators are not able to say that right now. So it's like,
you know, and that's the thing where it's like, I saw a thing where, yes, obviously it's going to take a while. And obviously it's like this and that, but we see YouTubers that have like 1 million subscribers and like the annual salary that they make is kind of crazy from just making content. And it's like, that's what we all want to eventually get to. And it's like, you know, yes, it's not a lot right now, but eventually you could get there. And all it takes is one video. All it takes is one person to see it. And it's like, you know, that's why it's like, I always say, it's like, you never know who's watching, and that one video might be it. And that's why I always try to like reproduce content and everything. And I always try to like, I watch what other people are doing. Like I watch like what Up, Down does. I watch like what the gaming YouTubers do. I watch like what you guys do and everything. And I try to take a little bit of each of it and put it together. And that, you know, because because I sit up at night, like I don't sleep either. So I sit up at night till like 2, 3 in the morning, watching YouTubers, watching this, watching that, looking at thumbnails, looking at comments, looking like what I can and cannot do. And it's like, you know, so yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's how you got to learn your craft. Like,
we were,
you know, me being back in the ring now, I'm having to watch matches, not as a fan anymore. I'm having to watch matches to analyze, go, okay, the selling in that match, the ring psychology there, the work, the camera work, how's everything working with everything. Like, it's a whole different thing for me still, because now when I'm watching it, it's kind of like how you have to watch to analyze a football game. Like, okay, this person snapped at 2, watch your feet back, stuff like that. That's stuff how I got to watch wrestling now. And I mean, people talk about, oh man, I wish I could be like you and stuff like that. I don't guarantee that, because, you know, you got to be a different type of mind to be sitting here playing on plywood like it's a normal life. So the one thing I got to say about you is you don't just stay on one topic. And that's something that I really love, because my show, it's not just one topic. I might be a pro wrestler, but I'm not fully talking about pro wrestling the entire season. I mean, obviously last season we built up talking about the match that we built up and got, something thing, but it was a whole different thing. It was like we put a little snippet of that feud, but then we obviously the interview. That was what we put a focus on. There's different things that you could look at and stuff like that. You, on the other hand, even though sports is probably your number one genre, I mean,
yeah,
bless your baseball team, but you live stream with baseball. You have the Southside Boys, right?
Why'd you have to bring them up? I hate them.
No, I actually watched one of your episodes of the Southside Boys. You are so different on that one than you are on your wrestling streams. Because you're so passionate about your team. And just like you just threw your hat, bro.
I'm so frustrated.
I was a Jaguar fan. You remember when they used to pay the fans to put a bag on top of their head? Trust me. This team right here, I can't tell you how much gray hair I've had in my life from them. Like, honestly.
Is that why you took off the background? Because it looked like you would grade Blake Bortles, like these guys that you had to go through. And
bro, we had to go through our trial and error. It's kind of like a speed dating type scenario to get Trevor freaking glorious, a blonde, of course. A blonde is what's going to transition the Jaguars team. Sunshine of this generation.
You gotta love it, man.
I gotta love it.
Oh,
but like I just said, your Southside Boys. You could tell you're in a different element when you talk about baseball. Like, you have so many topics that you do. You do a live stream for wrestling. You do a live stream for movies. You do a live stream for holidays. You do all these little creative things. Like, what are some things that you still are thinking about considering doing, but you just been like, all right, I want to watch some more stuff on it? Because a lot of people, when you do these YouTube things, and I even said it on a recent podcast I was guest on, is you do a lot of trial and errors. You do a lot of things that's like, hey, let's just see what happens. Like that 9-hour stream I just did. I just like, hey, let me, stream. The power might go out. Hey, watch me until the power goes out. And hurricane never hit. So, yeah, it was a cool little sell, hey, streaming through a hurricane. People are asking me, hey, have you seen the eye of the storm? I'm like, I'm not going near the window first of all.
He said, I'm not, bro, like Loki.
I'm just like, no. People really think about when they ask these questions. Like, that was the funniest one. I wanted to highlight it and actually put it on, on the TikTok or something. Like, does anybody else get stupid shit like this?
Bro, and that's what I've learned is that people are like love the stupidest stuff. Like I
was just like, this is hilarious. Yeah, I want to go look at a window when, hey, the window is supposed to be boarded up. You're supposed to be away from these things. Yeah, let me go check that window, see if I see the eye of the storm.
We're gonna stay away from that window because that's like the one thing that's keeping me from not moving to Florida. I want to come to Florida so bad, and I want to go and I want to move. But I'm afraid of hurricanes. I'm afraid of tornadoes and storms like that. Like,
what's the worst thing that happens in Chicago?
We get thunder,
like Mother Nature stuff like that.
We get snow. Snow's fun. We haven't got snow yet, but I mean, we get snow.
Really?
I hate snow, but like I don't know.
Florida be your choice then.
Yeah, I it would be, but I don't know about the hurricanes and hurricane season, and then like I don't know. That scares me.
If you move like Jacksonville or something like that, now if you move like South Florida or something like that, you're bound to get hit with a freaking hurricane. But if you get moved in Jacksonville or something like that, bro. I remember they said, hey, evacuate Category 5. You stay on your own risk, da-da-da. So they sold this thing out. So I believed it because I remember sitting through a hurricane one weekend, and this is when me and my wife, when we were just dating at the time, we were I remember we charged our phones, we charged all these things. Man, all our electronics was dead by freaking Friday night. Like literally start off a Friday night all the way until Monday. So our electronics are out, done. We got 2 cats in this damn apartment, and I think she got. Oh yeah, we got that. Oh yeah, we got Sasha, my dog. So we got the dog as well. So she was a puppy at the time, so she's just sitting there like yapping, screaming, and I'm just like, I will never sit through this hurricane again. Like I don't understand why people like it, whatever. So long story short, so when they sat there and said, hey, leave at your own risk, Category 5, da-da-da-da, I said, say less, we out. I'm not going to work. I ain't doing nothing. Goes to be that day. I wake up, I'm expecting like loud noises or whatever. No. It's bright as hell outside. It is the most sunniest day you have seen in the last 2 weeks. And I'm just sitting there, I'm like, did it blink? Did it even make an appearance? And then it was like,
it's late.
And then the next year one, so we're all sitting there thinking, oh, it's no big deal. We're good now. We evacuate because it actually did hit us. And then the sucker followed us to fucking Georgia. So it's like, how do we evacuate? And then the next day later, oh, it's where we're at. Like, come on, man.
Can't catch a break, man. I don't know, man.
I thought that was the funniest part. I was like, how do you evacuate from a storm and the storm finds you?
It's like the Zoe 101 episode where they took the guy's keychain and the dark cloud is like following them, and it's like lightning and thundering, and it's like going around the building and stuff.
I love how you referenced that. I saw that they did remake the movie.
That's bro. I've been saving the date since 2008.
I was sitting there, I was like, you know what? I might do a live stream to watch it.
I've seen it like 5 times already. Don't judge me.
Is it good?
Yes, it's good.
Especially if saw it 5 times, I would hope.
Especially if you're a big Zoe 101 fan like I am, I think it's very good.
Okay.
So
I've been wanting to watch it. I ain't had time.
But I mean, about everything that you said about like all the different things, like I always tell people and I always say things because my friend asked me that question. He's like, Trent, why don't you like, why do people like people that watch wrestling usually don't watch baseball and football? People that watch baseball and football don't watch wrestling. And I watch all of it. I watch baseball, wrestling, football, hockey, sometimes NBA. I watch reality shows, Zoe 101. I watch everything. I try to watch a little bit of everything. And one of the things that kind of sucks about YouTube that kind of makes me mad is I can't do those movies anymore because I kept getting copyright because of the stupid networks. So can't do those movie ones no more. So kind of annoyed. But I really enjoyed them. And it's just one of those things, like you said, like the trial and error. I was trying a bunch of different things. I was trying like shows and do things like this and that. And it's like kind of like now I've kind of got it to the point where like I am live 4, 5, 7 days a week, just depending on what the hell's on and depending on what is what. And with baseball now coming to an end and everything like that, football's obviously kicking into high gear and everything. Like right now is probably like the hardest time for me because I'm trying to keep up with football, fantasy, baseball, wrestling, and everything.
Wrestling's every day of the week. Then you got football back.
And then with Thursdays, because I want to give a shout out to my man Deech, Southside Deech. I could not do the Southside Boys without Deech because Deech does a lot of work in the background and a lot of things on Twitter and everything that he doesn't get credit for. So I try to give him as much credit as possible because if it wasn't for him, I couldn't run the Southside Boys and do the stuff I do on YouTube with that because everyone remembers, and I think you kind of do, I started with football and baseball. I wasn't doing wrestling. So I kind of took a back seat from baseball and football, and I focused just on wrestling. And that's kind of how I got to like getting a lot of the subscribers, getting like the views, and then figuring out the live streams. Because the live streams honestly just came about. I was sitting there one Monday night and I was watching Raw. And I'm like, what am I doing? I'm like, I'm watching Raw. I'm like, why don't I just go live and watch Raw? I'm watching it anyway, and I could gain a couple subscribers. So I tried it, and honestly, it didn't get going anywhere, I think, until after I went to Hell in the Cell. Because I did a Hell in the Cell vlog when Hell in the Cell was in Chicago, and Cody had one wing, and he broke his wing, and he had all those things. And then people started noticing because I did like an NXT live stream live from my hotel. So I think it was maybe something like that people just got attracted to. And now every single week I'm live to all the shows and I have different people come in because there's people that like Raw, there's people that like SmackDown, there's people that only like AEW. So I tried to do everything, and I'm kind of now I'm switching up the schedule in November. I've kind of been telling people that I won't be live for NXT and Dynamite, but I'm still trying to be putting other stuff out. Like I'm going to be doing like Tuesday. We still got the football show. So I'll still be live on Tuesdays. I'm just not going to be live Tuesday nights. And then Wednesdays, I'm thinking about doing like a video game stream or something because I've been trying to find ways to like actually like, cause like I've noticed like people aren't watching Dynamite as much. So it's like, I feel like I'm wasting my time when maybe we can go and do something else on the channel that people will want to come and hang out, and I could have Dynamite on in the background. Or I could have whatever on, because like on Saturday nights when we go live for Madden 24, I usually have Collision on in the background, but I can't watch it or have the volume on because of TNT and they copyright you for their movie commercials. So,
which is sad because they need the viewership right now.
Oh, they do so bad. So that's kind of like the thing, and like there are
Rampage
people that are mad.
Better ratings than Collision right now.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like people are kind of mad that I'm not live for NXT, or I'm not going to be live for NXT or Dynamite. But it's only until the beginning of next year, until football is over, because I just need a little like time.
You need Tino time.
Yeah, I need
not Tino time, live stream time.
What I always tell people, I'm like, this is Tino's time, but after the shows, the real Tino's time is me playing Madden and watching like 3 episodes of Big Brother. Like that's what I do on my spare time. Like I just sit in the dark. I don't want to be bothered. I don't want to talk to nobody. Like I just like, because I talk to people a lot. Like I just
consume the energy.
Yeah, and the baseball team doesn't help. They're useless. I hope the football team can do something good. My fantasy team is, we'll see how that goes. And I try not to get too worried about fantasy football though just yet, because last year I was 4-8 and I needed to win every single week, and I won every single week, and I won the championship. So it never say never. Just make
that's a good chunk of change too.
Just make sure you set your lineup every week, because the highest points get into the playoffs. So make sure you set your lineup. I had a lot of people last year, they got mad at me. I'm like, it's not my issue. You didn't set your lineup. I had more points than you. I might have sucked, but I still set my lineup and I got points. So I made the playoffs. That's not my issue. Like shit. So
playoffs.
Set your lineup. But yeah, so that's that's kind of how it is with all of the live streams and everything. So yeah.
So let's talk about it. So like, what's been the transition? So say like you started from. Are you still going to continue to stream NFL all Sunday?
No. So so for the football schedule, the way I'm doing it this year is on Tuesdays, 3:00. I've been doing Tuesdays at 3:00. I think since I started this in 2020. So I'm still keeping that for footballs. And then Thursdays, I went live for the Thursday night game between the Chiefs and the Lions, but I'm not going to be going live every Thursday night until the end of the baseball season, because we still got to finish up the Southside boys. And I don't want to just stop after the Sox are done, because there's still the playoffs. So once the baseball season ends, I'm replacing the Southside boys with Thursday night football every week for the rest of the year, because once baseball's over, I'm not going to have any shows on Thursday. So I've tried to like replace them. And then, like I was saying, like on Wednesdays, I'm going to be doing the video games and stuff on Wednesday nights instead of watching Dynamite, because maybe people, like I said, come watch the video game. And then if people are watching Dynamite, they could, we could watch Dynamite. But yeah, and then on Sundays, I'm giving it up to the people. So every week, what I've done besides week 1, because I just wanted to go live for the Bears and Packers, I'm giving them a vote. So I'm going to let them pick what game. If it's a noon game, if it's a 3:00 game, if it's a Sunday night game, you decide what game you want me to go live for and come and hang out. Because it's like, I don't want to go live for a game if somebody's not going to come and watch. Like I want to actually go live for people that are actually going to come and watch episodes, and not just go live to go live, because everybody can go live, but you want to go live where people are actually going to show up, and they're not going to just, and that's the biggest thing with me. I want to actually feel like I'm doing it, and I'm actually, it's worth my time, and it's not me sitting there like it all out. I was live for 4.5 hours and only got 64 views. And that might just be because there was 2 pay-per-views back to back. There was 3 pay-per-views 2 weeks. Nobody wanted to spend $50 back to back weeks on a pay-per-view. But it's like, I would have rather not went live.
Goodness for the bird. Thank goodness for the bird.
Yep. So that's the thing, where I would have rather not went live for that and figured out something else we could do that maybe would get more viewers. Because that's the thing I've learned. I've kind of, like I was telling you about, like doing like research. I've kind of went back and binged all of Mr. Beast's videos. I've been going back and binging like different YouTubers, like videos, and just coming up with like different types of ideas and different types of like things I could do. Obviously not take their ideas, but try to like consume it into like a way maybe like I could do it, where like Mr. Beast has done a few videos where he's like done something for 24 hours. So I was like, we were talking, I was telling you maybe I could do like a 24-hour live stream and figure out something to do, or I'm just trying to figure out different things.
Make some games or something like that.
Or like wrestling trivia, or like last year for the Super Bowl, we did commercial bingo on the channel. And it's like I'm trying to find different things to get people involved, because I try my best to just involve everybody, as long as you act like a normal person and you're not an idiot that's going to start coming into the chat and act like a child, because we have a lot of those people in the chats. Because people just don't know how to
talking about that Eagle fan like that.
I'm not talking about just Jadis. Listen, I love my man Jadis.
You said the name, not me.
I'm just saying, there's certain people that come into the chat and it's like, well, what are you doing? Like, you're not bringing anything to the chat. You're just being mean and you're saying things that are just rude. Like, come on, you gotta be nice.
Yeah.
Like,
And that's something that I do when I watch your streams. Is not only are you interactive with the audience, like you do the polls, people interact with the polls. And honestly, you've presented people that never watched wrestling to watch wrestling. You presented people to watch football that maybe soccer fans or hockey fans or something like that. Like you have literally inserted somebody that never really watched the sport before and introduced it to them and like, hey, this is not that bad. And, when they talk about your passion of wrestling and your passion of sports and stuff like that, they grab onto it because they've been watching you. They've been watching you from the beginning and stuff like that. And that's something that, when I watched the episode with you and David, shout out to David.
I miss David. Me and David need to do so. I haven't had David.
I just did a recording with David. Spoiler alert.
Bro,
I did a recording with David, and we were talking about you. David is
David back. I have not had David on the show since I had 400 subscribers or something, bro.
Y'all have never really been able to meet somebody that has the same similarities of what y'all had. Now,
yeah,
and that was really cool for both of y'all, because for the longest time when you're in that situation, with me having my son, with his surgeries and stuff that he's had now recently, Matthew has never been that one to go, okay, I look different from everybody. But after his surgery and his, he had a halo and stuff on, Matthew literally called himself ugly. And he would look at other kids playing at a playground or something like that, and he looks at his mom and is like, why am I in this collar brace? Like, why do I look different compared to everyone else? When you get into that mindset, it does a lot to you. So when you and David got to interact with each other, I think it's probably like the coolest thing, because it's crazy how, things like this can really make you grow and meet people. Like me watching that episode between you two, not only y'all's passion for love of wrestling, but the similarities that y'all would have. And honestly, y'all have overcame so much because of your shows. Like you never were really interactive with a lot of people. You literally have said it. You weren't a people.
Bro, I didn't start talking to girls until I was 16. Like, bro, I couldn't even have a conversation with anybody. Like, I was
baby Aaron Sharon right there. So I don't know about that. You better stop that.
I mean, I'm just saying.
You a ladies' man. Stop.
Bro, find me one. There's got to be one somewhere, because
that'll be the next live stream. We could do a challenge right now. A shot at Tino.
We're gonna do
a shot at Tino.
A shot at Tino. Speed dating. What's up?
Speed dating. Hey, that's a TikTok thing now. You better watch out. They might do it.
You can't. And that's the crazy thing. Like, it's kind of funny, because I think I need to go back and watch that, because if you watch that video, that was so long ago that from that episode to now, me and David have both grown so much that it's like I've and you talk about mindsets, because I had a very bad mindset. I went through a very bad period of time where I was stuck in a spot. I couldn't get out of it. I was just doing the same thing every day. I thought I had people in my life that actually cared, and they didn't. And it was just not a very good time. And it took me a very long time to get out of it. It took about 2 years, and the podcast is really what helped me, because it started to get me out of it, and it started to give me the type of confidence that I needed. And I still have a very insecure sometimes, and I get very upset, especially with family and friends, when I feel like they're not supporting, but then they want to make comments and they're like, well, why don't you have this and you don't have that? Well, it's like, well, why don't you go buy a t-shirt, and then maybe somebody will see it? Because as I tell people, it's the more and more people that have things, and the more people that see it, you never know who's going to see it. They may see it, they're like, ooh, what's that? Where'd you get it? And then they tell somebody, and it's that's how fast it happens. But people just expect things to happen. And it's like I don't want to be mean about my family, family on a live stream, but it's just like sometimes I don't have the very best support system. I do have some people that are very supportive, like my mom, my stepdad, and other people, but there's just, people expect things just to happen, and it's like it's not just going to happen. It needs to grow, and it needs.
They're not there until you succeed.
And that's the thing. Nobody likes to see anybody succeed, especially like the YouTubers, bro. Like if I have to see another person come onto my podcast and write the same comment 6 podcasts in a row, it's like, I know you're not watching the show. Stop writing your comments. Stop wasting your time and get off the channel if you're not going to watch the episode. It's a waste of a comment. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of your time if you're not going to. It's just like, I don't got time for that. I'm a person that's going to give and take. If you're going to just give, if you're just going to take, I'm going to put the same effort in as you put in, because I just don't care. And I have that mentality where I'm not going to stop, and I'm not letting anybody stop me. If it's a family member, if it's a friend, if it's whatever, everybody can go and do whatever they got to do. But I have a goal and a mission in mind that I'm not going to stop until I get there. And it's not when, it's not if. It's when I become what I want to be. Then it's going to be, oh, well, I've been there since day one. And it's like, no, I know the people that have been there since day one, like you and David and, people that we talk to. And it's like, that's what I'm saying, where it's like you going back and watching the episode just proves that, you know what I mean? And it bothers me that sometimes people just think that, and it just, the mindset I have is that I'm not stopping, and I'm just going to keep going until I'm where I want to be. And I'm not even close where I want to be. That's why, like, if I get to like 1,300 or 1,000, I'm like on to 2K, on to 3K. Like, I'm not satisfied. I want to be, I have a different type of a mindset, and maybe it's a bad and good thing, but I'm just not going to let people, stop me from what I have in my mind that I know I can do, especially because like you said, all the things I've overcome that a lot of people don't know. Like, a lot of people don't know that I have cerebral palsy, and I try not to talk about it, but it's one of those things that, like, if I'm able to do some of the things that I can do, it's like, don't put me down on, because it just, and it's just like I said, nobody likes to see anybody succeed, and it's sad.
I mean, think of it like this: it's David, and Dre. Like, I feel like y'all all. I honestly, I think Dre was a people's person, even though he says he wasn't. I just could not see him not being a people's person, because the way me and Dre talked, I remember. I don't know if I've always said this, but you know how me and Dre met. We were on Facebook groups, you're sharing your podcast, you're doing these things, whatever. Dre called me out because I was like, hey, I'll listen to yours, you listen to mine. Like, I'm already in this mindset. It's like, okay, this is how people work this thing. And I would actually listen to these people's shows. And then I honestly gave one my honest opinion. I said, well, honestly, this is not my cup of tea, whatever. And then honestly, they would unsubscribe my show every time, because I'm listening to their stuff. They asked me to do it. And then I had one of the people tell me, it's like, hey, people don't really listen to it. They fast forward it, play it, whatever, and that's what your plays are. So I thought, okay, this is the algorithm we're going to do. I met Dre. Dre goes, I hope you listen to it. I hope you like it. I hope you do. And I was just like, I like this guy. I like this guy. And man, we just connected more, and then with Blackheart and stuff like that. And that was how the commission was formed. But, seeing the stuff that y'all go through and stuff like this. And I think this is the best way to put it is, question. So is there ever still been times where you just rely on your YouTube streams? Because like you just said, you don't mention about the cerebral palsy. You don't want people to fully know about it, because you don't want people to think of you differently or see that you're a different person. Because when you look at yourself, I mean, you could be the same height as me right now. And
I know, I like it because if we meet in person, you're gonna be like this, and I'm gonna be like, "What's up, Warren? What's up?"
I guarantee you, there ain't a lot of people that are looking at me up like this. In middle school, I was a center. In high school, everybody that I was taller than either met up or just went over me. So it's like, I knew basketball wasn't going to last fully long enough for me just because of my height. But, it's just about the method with YouTube. Like, it's a way to hide identities in ways. And that's something like I did a lot of trial and error with, because I used to believe every episode should be regarding with American Project. That's what fans liked. That's what fans cared about. No. Season 2, people messaged me personally. I was like, hey, man, we like that you were a wrestler. We like what you did, but we want to know more about you. We want to know more about Warren Marlowe. And, you know, that episode that I talked about everything that was going on in my life regarding my son and stuff, that changed the whole dilemma of let's talk about American Prodigy. Let's talk about me as a person. And, you know, me relying on a character to keep the fame, if that's the best way to put it. Like, have you ever been in that element where you feel like you got a live stream just so people can hear you, see you, stuff like that? Like, have you been in that mindset before?
I mean, I definitely feel like, you know, like I always say, like going live gives me a different type of a feeling where I just feel like, I guess it's always been like with me, I always feel like people like the biggest reason why I don't like sharing it with people unless I feel like I can trust them is because people use it against me and people will be like, oh, well, I don't want to be seen with a cripple, or I don't want this, or I've just been told horrible things where I just don't trust people very easily. So I'd rather get to know somebody and talk to them. And like, you know, and it's like one of those things, like I try to keep boundaries with a lot, like, because there are people like Jadis and stuff that messages me outside of the live streams. And I try to talk to them, but it's like there's times where like I'm spending time with my family or I'm just doing whatever. I'm, you know, and it's like I try to keep that. And it's like I try my best to try to like open up as much as possible, but it's just one of those things that I don't know. And it's like I'm not afraid to talk about it. Like if you're going to come in there and ask me, and if you want to like talk about it, that's fine. But I've had people come in like, what the hell's wrong with your arm? Somebody told me your disability, and I don't like that. And it's just like, huh? And while I'm live watching Raw, it's like, where does this conversation come from? Like, that just mean, like, you don't just like come on. And it's just like, I don't have time for people like that because it's probably one of my cousin's stupid friends, or they're just being ignorant or trolls or whatever. And it's just like, I just don't got time for that. So I just don't trust people. And it's, you know, it's just one of those things that, you know, it's very hard for me to open up. And I definitely feel like I always tell my parents, I feel like the hat is like the difference between like Trent and like Tino. I always say, like, I don't know, but like, you know, like I said, I try to be myself as much as possible, but there are definitely times where like I've noticed that I have a lot more confidence on the live streams than I do sometimes, because I get very down and depressed, and I get very lonely a lot because I don't spend too much time. Like all my family's moved in different places. I got my dog. So like, that's about it. And it's one of those things, like, that's why I love going live. And right now I have so much time is because I live by myself pretty much. I live in like a little area. I have my dog, but I don't really do so much. So like, I try to record episodes. I try to do things because I always like trying to stay busy too. Cause I'm one of those that thinks a lot. So I start thinking, and then I start worrying, and I start panicking, and then, you know, yeah. So, and YouTube isn't like the only thing I rely on. It's just been like the biggest thing that has helped me kind of like I feel like, I guess it's like, I feel like I want to actually be wanted by like something. And I feel like YouTube, when I go live, people are like, oh, well, let's come hang out with Tino. And I've never had that. It's always, oh, well, let's go hang out with somebody else because Trent's boring and he wants to play video games. It's like, well, you know, so that's why I play video games on the live. So 2 for 1.
I mean, yeah. I mean, bro, I gotta admit, ever since I figured how to do it, it's actually pretty fun to do the live
it's so much fun.
Because now, I connected the Xbox controller. Yeah. No, so I connected from my Twitch channel because obviously I can record off my Xbox. Yeah. So I'll just pull up my Twitch thing, share that screen, and then obviously the extra camera that I have right here. And man, I tell you what, it's a lot of fun. Like the football stuff, bro. People were laughing their butts off about me regarding with the football because I was playing as a receiver. A lot of people don't do those things. Yeah, I see one of my friends to play around, and he gets major content on TikTok and stuff like that. Is he'll recap, you know, his football player that he's made. It's called him the Mouse, and you know he made him be a cornerback, a wide receiver, and stuff like that. Like he's their Deion Sanders type player, and like the growing pains of everything, and like he's even showed content of his player getting picked on and out catched and stuff like that. So I was just like, that's smart, because now he's making it like real reality to make it believable, not just I made this creative player that's 99 jumping over their heads. We can make him the fattest guy out here, and he's still beating everybody in speed. But you know, it's really cool to see these things. So I was like, you know, and I went and tried to play around with it. And I just got creative. So I was just like, Trevor, throw it to me. You see me, Trevor. You see me. I know you pulled your hair back sideways and you saw me go right down there. So every time I get a touchdown, I would go chang chang bang bang, some bullshit like that. Like literally, people were crying, laughing. My wife was watching this. She's like, "You are so damn crazy. I don't even know what to tell you."
I mean, well, that's
and she's like, "You are so hilarious at times." Like my wife tells me, like, for someone that doesn't have emotion, like if I can get into something, like I can make you believe I am either acting it or if I really am that. Like my wife thought I was acting when Cody Rhodes lost at WrestleMania. Like my wife, that's the first time ever she's ever seen me react to a wrestling match. The entire time we've been together. And Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns was literally like not even a year ago now. Like it's crazy how fast this has been gone.
I mean, we're almost to Survivor Series already, and I thought I had more time, and I don't have anything ready. I'm screwed.
Oh man, you gotta be like Matt Cardona, always ready. I mean, but you know, it's just crazy, like how YouTube or just this thing right here can make you feel, or how you can be on this live stream. I tell people all the time, like when you watch my shows, man, I'm very real. If you come in there and talk about my child support stuff, all right. You better have the facts about it because I'm not going to sit here and just like, okay, cool.
Well, that's
nothing bothers me, and that's something that has been my downfall at times too, because I just let people post what they want to post because I'm like, you're making publicity out of me because guess what? That comment's building my algorithm
exactly
up. And that's something that I've learned.
That's kind of what I've gotten to too, where I just don't let it bother me because I have people like that too. But I always think I'm like, okay, well, if you're commenting, that means you're watching, and that means I'm getting those watch hours. So
controversy builds ratings, and that's something I've told numerous people. I've told people plenty of times, bro. Like controversy builds ratings, and one of the most craziest episodes I've had was when, obviously, me and the guy that was doing the fight thing, whatever. And people really believed we were going to hurt each other. Like people really believed like Warren is going to kill this guy when he gets his hands on him.
And that's what people like about it. It's like the realness. Like, and that's what like a lot of like the wrestling misses nowadays. It's like we see these guys are best friends, and then we see them fighting. It's like I remember like when I thought John Cena and Edge hated each other, and John Cena was going Edge in the Cal Sag, and he was just like, it's just like, you know what I mean? Like we thought these guys hated each other.
Like Rock and Austin, man. You thought like, those two absolutely couldn't be in the same room together.
No.
And those two are the best friends.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's just like, that it's not alive no more. Everybody's BFFs with this person, or somebody's BFFs with that. And that's fine. But it just loses its like,
the credibility.
Where it just feels like a certain way. And it just,
I mean, you gotta give respect to like that company and stuff like that, because even though the behind the scenes now, they're still
there are definitely still some, but there are some others that are just in the past.
Great content. That promo, he still talks about,
oh my God.
Why you still do this, man?
I mean, he fought Super Cena on Raw a couple weeks ago. What is going on? Like, I mean, bro, he was doing the bro. I didn't know who was gonna win. I was saying
Super Cena made a debut, man.
They should have took the clip from 2K and put it out there where it looked like he was coming out to the ring, and that would have been fun.
The way the camera did all this, like they showed it behind, like showing the cameraman following it, like Cena was running the ramp. I was like, that is the best thing I have seen. And then you got Corey Graves and him. I gotta say, man, someone's got to give Corey Graves his flowers. That man puts talent over all the time. And Michael Cole puts talent over all the time. Kevin Patrick, even though he was not in the wrestling genre, he's doing pretty damn good in my opinion.
I mean, he's getting there. He definitely is getting.
I mean, he reads a script. You could tell. He's not fully passionate about it yet, but I mean, well, Brian Saxton, I know him, but you could tell how passionate he was with his stuff. With his stuff and Mike and him and Corey Graves, like you really believe that those two did not like each other. And it's like, obviously you go behind the scenes, Corey Graves and Byron Saxton are like best friends. Like, it's like, these things people just want to attack. And I tell people all the time when they would talk bad about WWE and stuff, I'm like, bro, if you don't like it, don't watch it. Like,
exactly. That's
if you don't like it, That's where they will look at it and go, "Oh, we need to change something because they are not watching."
Exactly, bro. That's what makes me so mad about people. It's like if you're gonna say something and then I ask you, and it's been funny because like especially when I do my video game ones, people will say something and I'm like, well, okay, what match was it versus? Was it like John Cena versus Hurricane? Was it Lashley versus whoever? Especially because I've been doing the my GM mode. I asked them whatever. They're like, I don't know. I'm like, well, exactly. If you're not watching, you don't even know what match it is, then don't even tell me because you're not even watching it. You're just coming up with names. Like, don't like, come on. And I know the people that watch and that don't because I see the people and it's just like, come on.
Not gonna lie, I had fun on the stream because I was just like 3 different games. I streamed playing Power Rangers. I played Madden. I literally had to stop playing Madden because I was about to lose my voice because I mean I was going way overboard. Like how we were doing with the Jaguar stream, bro. If you ain't seen that, you gotta go watch it because when I would get a touchdown, bro, I said you can't guard me, you can't stop me, and then I drop a freaking goal line pass. I'm like, well, you gotta wait till I get there, Trevor. You can't throw it ahead of time like that. Like, oh my God. I would just go at it, and it was so funny. And then doing the WWE thing, people were watching it, but it was like they weren't watching long enough to get the numbers.
Sunday? Oh, why does it have to be at 8? I thought that's at 8:30 p.m.
What?
Well, okay, so as of now, it looks like we will be live for the first Jaguars game on Monday, December 4th versus the Bengals. I'm going to have you on for that whole Raw, and we're just going to sit there and watch it. I'm going to laugh.
I'll have to take off, yeah.
I don't know. Well, first time we go live for Jaguars.
Is it in Jacksonville or is it in Cincinnati?
It's in Jacksonville.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's the Bengals in Jacksonville, Monday Night Football. So we'll be live for Raw. So that's what I'm saying. Like, bro,
I might go.
Oh, he said I might. He said I might go. Actually, wait a minute.
That's a Monday night game.
He said,
we don't ever get Monday night games,
bro. And they play on Christmas Eve. True.
Yeah, Jacksonville's been playing Christmas Eve the last 2 seasons.
They have, and they play on Sunday Night Football too against those Ravens. I don't know. I just pulled up the Jacksonville schedule.
No, you're good. No, so you know what I was talking about. You know, I had to stop playing bad for a little bit because I was losing my voice. My energy was like died out. So I was like, you know, I'm gonna live stream doing WWE, and then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do a little bit different with everybody. I'm gonna just download all these crazy 90s created characters that everybody's got, you know, from Dawson's Creek and stuff like that. I downloaded everybody. I got bored. I just went 2 hours just downloading as many people. And then I made a show called WWE Fantasy. It was Stone Cold versus Yoda. Yoda beat Stone Cold. Or my favorite one was Matt Cardona, the indie god Matt Cardona, beat the 90s Undertaker.
I'm dead. That's funny.
That was just like, this is WWE Fantasy at its best.
Oh my goodness, that's great.
And then
that's
Shaggy funny. And Randy Orton faces, oh my gosh, who was it?
Oh,
Mickey Mouse and who was the other one?
Oh,
I think it was Samoa Joe.
Well, if I had like enough created spots left, I would do like a whole live stream of just
man, I created. I downloaded all the Mortal Kombat characters when they had that.
Bro,
like it's so funny how you could just play with these things. You know, me bringing Buzzing with Gaming. Now that I figured out how to do these streams, that's why I was like, okay, now we can bring this in. Because I mean, I would stream video games, but it's just off my Xbox. Not hearing me, not seeing me, nothing. Like you just see me play. And then I got very popular. The way I got popular on Twitch was I was streaming phone games.
Like Candy Crush?
No. So there was this one. You know how like you click on Instagram and you just go through ads consistently.
Oh,
there was this zombie game.
Ooh.
And it was really addicting. So I started downloading it and I played it. My best friend, he messaged me. He's like, hey, man, what's this game that you've been playing? So I sent him the thing. We played this thing. He's like, bro, this is pretty cool.
He said, this is pretty cool.
And we actually got 30 different people to download that game.
Oh, wow.
So they were all playing it while they're watching the stream. They're like, oh, I'm on level this. I'm on level this. So I was like, oh my goodness. And now I don't even play the game, but I was like, it's just crazy how the algorithm works with that, because it's like you're introducing people to play phone games.
When I figure out the algorithm, I'll let you know, because I can't figure it out no matter how hard I try.
I thought about streaming playing Monopoly Go, because I got my wife playing that now.
He said Monopoly Go. I mean, whatever works. Why don't you just do Madden Mobile?
Man, people love that game.
You're funny. Madden Mobile too.
Huh?
I said you can play Madden Mobile too.
Oh man, I tried it. I hate it.
It's so hard.
I hate it. I'm sitting there tapping away. I know damn well this pass is about to go. Heck, are you freaking kidding me?
I wish they would make like the old like backyard football games, or like backyard baseball with like you had Pablo Escobar, or you had like
man, I love those the backyard baseball games, the football games. Oh my gosh.
Bro, I got told I was 16 years old a couple weeks ago by my stepbrother's sister. I was like 16. I was like, true. I was like, I'm still a sophomore in high school. I'm like, damn. I'm like, I hope when I'm like 40, I look like 30. I'm like, true.
Don't get me started.
I'm like, whatever. I'm like, sure. I'm like, that's funny. She goes, I thought you were in high school. She goes, I thought you dropped out of high school. I'm like, huh? I'm like, wait, no, huh? I got my diploma. I got a college diploma. I'm like, what you talking about? She's like, and then when I told her, she's like, you're almost 30. I'm like, dang. I'm like, you didn't have to say it like that. I'm like, okay, then, sure.
I'm not over the hill yet, dang.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I still got 3 years left in my 20s, 2.5. Let me enjoy it.
Look at it, man. You're there.
You know,
got more than me. Got more than me.
I mean, you know,
I miss my 20s a little bit.
He's a funny as
20s. Where that one out? That's what that one is. I can keep up with her in my 20s.
That one.
Now I got these things, and content just goes on. So Tino, before we go, man, is there any last things you want to talk about? You want to do any shout outs? You want to, guys, follow this man, the link below. Like I said, he's live pretty much every day.
Pretty much that's literally all you got to say.
His YouTube channel right there. People. Subscribe to it. Pay him. Do what you need to do.
I just tell
this
people,
man will be on there at least once a day.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I always tell people. I'm like, you don't even gotta like shout me out. Like, if you ever want to like say something, just say Tino's time. He's live all the time, because literally I'm live all the time, or I have some type of video coming out almost every day. If it's collection, if it's video games, if it's a live stream, if it's my GM, if it's whatever the hell it is, Madden on Saturdays before Sunday night football or Sunday football, whatever day we go live or whatever game we go live for. But yeah, no, I mean, go follow Tino's Time Wrestling. Go follow the Southside Boys. Also, go follow Deech. I mentioned Deech earlier. Big shout out to my man Deech, Southside Deech. The White Sox sucked this year, but you can still follow the Southside Boys and support the Southside Boys. And go get yourself some Tino's Time merch on bonfire.com. Shout out to Warren for helping me get that set up, because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have any merchandise. So appreciate you, Warren. Boy, yeah, Tino's Time. Live all the time. You know where to find me.
Yes, sir. That's Mr. Live 24/7, baby. He's more live on that 24/7 live stream than R-Truth was with the 24/7 belt, baby. That's how we roll. But, guys, this has been another great episode of Buzzing with Marlowe. I am Warren Marlowe, and that is my boy, the 24/7 live stream man himself, the YouTube sensation, Mr. Tino, man. Tino.
Appreciate you.
Make sure y'all follow him, subscribe to him. Like I said, you go to his channel. If it doesn't say live, you gotta worry.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. If I'm never not live for like 2 or 3 days, then you guys should worry and call me and text me to make sure I'm okay, because I'm usually there. There's something coming out usually.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, man.
So,
Warren,
guys,
thank you so much for having me. Can't wait to get you on for the football live streams. You're going to kick your butt in some fantasy football this year. I can't wait. Tino becoming a 3-time champion. That's all I got.
Hey, man. I'm going to come in like I do with wrestling, man. I'm coming in there. I'm kicking that at 2, and I'm always winning. I'm like Rocky Balboa in wrestling. I'm Rocky Balboa in podcasting. I'm Rocky Balboa in all these things, baby. I take all the beatings, but I still prevail. That's how you do. Tino, You are someone that I say literally, as always, overcame the odds and made something out of.
It ain't over yet,
made
man.
something that could be really a bad thing, because you know some things can make somebody do a lot of things that you don't want to think of. But for you to make it in a positive aspect of what you do, like you, David, Dre, Shiz, everybody, y'all literally have something where it just keeps motivating you, and that's something that makes me just keep going each and every day. So I want to thank y'all for that. Guys, thank y'all for watching. This has been another great episode of Buzzing with Marlowe. We are back, baby. The morphs are out, and it's time to go, even though Tino's brought the live stream in probably the next hour or so. But, guys, thank y'all. We love y'all, and we will see y'all next week. Later.
Boop, 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 boop.